Here's something that might surprise you. Your firm has a strong reputation. Your clients trust you. You've built something real. And right now, there's a potential client out there who would be a perfect fit for you. Someone who genuinely needs exactly what you do. But they're not going to find you. Not because you don't have what they're looking for, but because of how they're looking. And unless you understand how that has changed and changed quickly, you have no way to fix it. That's what this video is about. Hey, I'm Rob, and if you've already watched my last video in this series, you know why this matters. But if you've missed it, I'll make sure that I include the playlist at the end of the video so you can go back and catch all of the videos in this series. Today I want to go a little bit deeper than in the last video. Not into technical jargon, but into what's actually happening when your next ideal client sits down to find their next advisor. Because once you see it clearly, the path forward becomes kind of obvious. Let's start with a question. When was the last time you hired someone for a significant role or made a major business decision and didn't look them up first? Probably never. Well, guess what? Your clients are exactly the same. Before they call you, before they send an email, before they agree to a meeting, they look. They always have. What's changed is where they look and what they find when they get there. Until very recently, looking someone up, so to speak, meant searching Google, visiting a website, maybe checking LinkedIn. And that still happens, but something new has entered the picture. And it's moving faster than almost anyone anticipated. According to some research from G2 in April of 2026, more than half of B2B buyers now begin their vendor research with an AI chatbot. More often than with Google. Yeah, more often than Google. Let that land for a moment. The tool that has defined how we find information for the past 25 years has been overtaken for the early stages of vendor research, among other things, by AI. And that number has nearly doubled in less than 12 months. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to do a quick search right now, the kind of search your ideal client might do when they're quietly looking for a firm like yours. Let's just try best advisors for change management in North America. Did you see that? Before a single website appears, before any firm's homepage, before any directory listing, before any result, you could traditionally optimize for, there's that box, that AI-generated answer sitting at the very top of the page. That box is where your client's first impression is being formed. And that's where the shortlist begins. And the firms inside that box didn't get there by accident. They got there because AI already knew enough about them and trusted their expertise enough to recommend them by name. The firms below that box, well, they're competing for attention that many buyers never scroll down to find anymore. So what decides who ends up in that box? Well, here's the important thing to understand. AI doesn't give buyers 10 options. It doesn't hand them a page of results and let them browse. It gives them an answer, a straight answer, a short list, usually 3 or 4 names at the most, sometimes fewer. G2's research found that AI chatbots are now the #1 source influencing which vendors make a buyer's shortlist. #1. That's ahead of peer recommendations, ahead of Google, ahead of industry publications. And here's the part that should really get your attention. That same research found that 69% of buyers chose a different vendor than they originally planned based on AI guidance. And 1 in 3 purchased from a firm they had never heard of before. Yeah, 1 in 3. Think about what that means for a firm that relies on reputation and referrals. It means your reputation, the one you've spent years building, only protects you if AI already knows about it. And if you're not visible to AI, your reputation is invisible to a growing portion of your market. So how does AI decide who ends up in that box? AI doesn't have opinions. It doesn't have favorites. It looks for signals. Specifically, it looks for evidence that a firm is a trusted authority in their area. And it finds that evidence in publicly available content, things it can read, analyze, and verify. So website copy, articles, case studies, mentions in credible publications, and critically, video. Because video does something that written content alone can't. Video gives AI a structured, machine-readable record of how you think, complete with transcripts, timestamps, and metadata that AI can parse, just like a written document, presuming you've created your video correctly. But it also gives your prospective client something AI can't manufacture, and that's your voice, your reasoning, and your presence. Here's kind of a striking finding, I thought, from BrightEdge, one of the leading AI research firms. YouTube is cited by AI search engines 200 times more than any other video platform. Not twice as much, 200 times. And this isn't because of Google. ChatGPT and Perplexity, tools with no obligation to favor Google properties, still go to YouTube almost exclusively when they want to cite a video source, because YouTube has spent years building the kind of structured, credible, searchable content library that AI systems are designed to trust, which means that a well-structured YouTube channel in your niche is one of the most powerful signals you can send to AI, a signal that you are the authority it should be recommending. And here's where it gets interesting. Despite all of this, despite the evidence that AI is reshaping how buyers find and choose advisors, most firms haven't adjusted. There's a recent analysis that you can Google yourself because it comes from a few different sources actually. But the finding is that only 22% of marketers are currently tracking their AI visibility at all. Only 22%, which means roughly 78% of your competitors are not yet thinking about whether AI would recommend them. You know what that means? That means there's a window. Right now, in most professional niches, the AI recommended shortlist is not yet fixed. So the firms that establish a credible, visible, well-structured YouTube presence in their niche right now, while that list is still forming, are the ones that will own that shortlist for years to come. Because here's what the research shows about AI recommendation patterns. Once AI learns to trust a source, once a firm establishes authority in a particular niche, that position stabilizes. It becomes self-reinforcing. AI keeps citing you, which builds more trust, which leads to more citations. The firms that move now are building a moat that gets harder to cross with every passing month. Really quickly, I want to address something you may be thinking. You may be thinking, Rob, we have a strong reputation. Our clients refer us constantly. Why would AI not know about us? And that is a fair question. And the answer is important. AI doesn't know your reputation the way your clients do. Your clients know you because they've worked with you or because a trusted colleague said your name over lunch. AI only knows what it can find online. And if the online evidence of your expertise is thin, if there's a website, a LinkedIn profile, and not much else, well, AI is going to pass over you in favor of someone whose thinking is visible and structured and findable. And that's not a reflection of your actual expertise. It's a gap between who you are offline and who you appear to be online. And the good news is it's a gap that's entirely fixable. So what does fixing it look like? Well, it starts with one thing: making your expertise consistently publicly visible in a format that AI trusts, that prospective clients find credible, and that does the relationship building work before anyone picks up a phone. For the firms I work with, that means YouTube. And it's not because it's trendy, and it's not because it will make them a famous influencer. It's because it is the single most effective way for a high-trust advisory firm to become visible to AI, to establish authority in their niche, and to begin a relationship with a client before the first conversation. Now, in my next video, I'm going to talk about why video specifically, as opposed to writing or podcasting, is the right format for a relationship-driven firm. And I'm going to challenge what most people assume about what it takes to show up on camera effectively. If you've ever thought, I could never do that, that video is for you. I'll put it right here as soon as it's ready, and I'll see you there.